Hello, I'm Sora Luxon, and this is Tarot Card The Moon. The Moon card of the Tarot is a powerfully auspicious card, but also can be intensely private in nature, speaking to the deepest ebbs and flows of what we are, our true natures. The sons of the mighty created the moon as their child, and that is shown here. The moon is a ruler of change, ruler of flux, not just controller of the inflow of the tide, but of its outward flowing as well. And so the waters are shown in constant movement upon the shore and also rising up or falling down. The moon's attribution being Pisces. As Scarabaeus is the lord of deserts, so is the crayfish crustacean of the waters, that lobster-looking thing. That's his counterpart and lord of the waters. A psychic awareness and dreams are spoken to in the moon card. This card symbolizes the pull to face your deepest fears, along with advising towards all manner of illusions, masks, dreams, hidden selves, delusions, and the need to pay attention to what is going on behind the scenes. The representation of the subconscious can often defy definition or move beyond language in ways that are difficult to describe consciously or logically. There is a deep pulling with the moon card, a longing or a yearning of profound proportion, along with the representation of both dreams and nightmares, or the dreaming mind, the subconscious presenting itself for communication. Anything that is unseen or fantastical, illusions, mirages, apparitions, semblances, all of these things are recognized here. Feelings of confusion, fear, being mystified, lost, uncertain. These are all common with the moon revealing itself from the deck, but the path to move forward, it is there despite everything. You can still see that path to be embraced with bravery. This is the ultimate test of a soul's integrity. As the constant sentry watchdog servants of the way are standing there intimidatingly to guard against any and all who cannot traverse the balance between service and strength. This is a difficult journey. The path of tears is long and treacherous and demands that the wayfarer prevail over the swings of alteration if they are ever to cross the threshold guarded by the towers. And you're aiming for a destination you can't even see. All you can see is that the way is long and hard. The moon card could also simply be showing, from a less hermetic perspective, that you have already confronted those feelings and senses of change and embraced their power, and so are moving forward along that path, which to others might seem a nightmarish landscape. But now it makes sense and carries feelings of peace and calm for you. The difference between being terrified by the confusing, nonsensical dream and accepting it. And so being able to comprehend it and then traverse it without fear. So it's really in how this is being looked at. Explore your subconscious, look to your dreams. Dive deeply into those things that define and motivate your behaviors. The things so deep inside, it's almost beyond anyone's ability to be able to describe them. Look there at those things and begin revealing those aspects of yourself to yourself for interpretation. The subconscious is vast and powerful and amazingly profound. Embrace it. These are the restless waters of night being shown under a solemn and stern visage, right? That moon, that face, doesn't look anything other than serious. And that stern moon face can't open its eyes directly to the earthly beasts, which it also rules. The path shown is long and winding into a perilous distant terrain, a journey that requires great effort, and many may still be lost along the way despite courage and fortitude. You might need to be or are acting instinctively about something because you can't see in the dark what's hidden. This card hints at looking to the subconscious and comprehending it in order to be able to move forward. The moon is also mistress of cycles and patterns. So it could be advising that you are rotating through a repeating pattern or cycle that is over in your life, or behaviors or relationships that are repeating. There is either a requirement or a new willingness here to begin understanding very complex repeating patterns, repeating themes, or very complex repeating relationships and experiences and behaviors that you're having. So what to do if you pull the moon upright? Well, take a good hard look at your fears, even the underlying ones that you might not have acknowledged yet, that are generating all the other surface stuff. Look at those and face them. Face the apparition in the dark. Talk to it. Watch it dissolve as you come to understand what it really was to begin with. Face your fears and they will disperse. Also accept that you can't always figure everything out. Sometimes we can't comprehend things. Sometimes we aren't meant to, or at least aren't meant to yet. So it can be okay to be all right with being confused, to not always know what's going on, and just sit calmly and peacefully with an acknowledgement of that. We don't always understand, and that's all right. Pay close attention to any repeating cycles or patterns that happen over and over again. There's a message there. Also, pay very close attention to your dreams and fantasies. Be true but calm, honest and peaceful. These massive powers of the currents which underlie all will not be shifted by you. They can only be calmly traveled. So remain still and unafraid. This is a powerful time, so be aware of the universal forces moving all around you. So what if you get the moon reversed? If you pull the moon reversed, it really is just a card of trying to hide from all those same fears and confusions and anxieties. You're denying an instinctual, deep-seated urge, perhaps, or refusing to accept or acknowledge the deep undercurrents that are pulling you. Rather than looking at what is bothering you, you're in denial of some kind. You're trying very hard not to look at it or to keep it at arm's length or run away from it rather than deal with it. Not being able to move in the direction willed by the universal tides is leaving you stuck, right? Very much trapped on a little island in the dark because you're refusing to jump in the water and let the tide carry you into the light. And that's because those waters look scary right now from your vantage point. Or it's because the waters have become so tumultuous, right, that they've dramatically already swept you off the island to be lost and useless in the dark of delusion and fantasy. You might even be baying at the moon as loud and vigorously as you can in order to distract yourself from how afraid you are of its power. That is, you could be working very, very hard and actively at things in order to create distractions that take your time away from ever having to sit still and acknowledge what it is that you actually should be dealing with, right? There's something there that you're avoiding, and you're avoiding it by doing more. Anxiety and fear, or the denial of its existence deep within you, is in the moon reversed. And it could be that you're demanding answers that maybe you aren't ready for yet. You might be trapped in a bad habit or a bad pattern or a repetitious thing that you do, and you can't quite break free of it yet. That's another way in which you could be stuck in the dark. So what do you need to do here? All right, be stuck. That's what the moon reverse really is telling you. It happens to all of us, and you're not going to get anywhere until you sit with that and acknowledge it and are calm about it. It's part of the cyclical nature of all. Being stuck happens just like movement happens. So be patient. Be okay with being held up for a while. Whatever it is isn't ready to be answered or to reveal itself to you quite yet. Just not quite yet. The next step isn't prepared to be seen for your foot to land on. So stand still a moment. Let the light reveal the path forward as it chooses to. With the moon reversed, the only way out is in. So wait. Look to those fears and anxieties you've been avoiding. Face them first. Reverse the moon card is all about getting rid of those masks that you've been wearing, everything that you've been hiding from yourself, or tearing through the veil, right? Tearing through those veils that are hiding things behind the scenes, because the illusion or delusions aren't serving you well. Once that's accomplished, you may still need to just be still and wait it out. You can't make the universal force of the moon, the mystic tides of all, move by sheer force of your individual will. You won't even be able to nudge a current a little bit, right? So stop trying. It isn't there for you to move. It's there so you can be moved by it. What's going on right now can't be controlled by you. So don't get hung up on your dreams or nightmares or fantasies. They are misleading you. Don't get overwhelmed or bogged down by relentless evaluation of what you can't grasp correctly right now anyway. Stop dreaming. Stop daydreaming, rather. And find healthy ways to ground yourself. The moon reverse tells you not to dwell on it. This is vast, unknowable power here, so be okay with that. If you're anxious and restless and constantly moving, be still. If you're already too still, already disengaged and slumped and stuck, get up and start moving around a little bit. Stop fighting against whatever the current natural current tide is, and you will find the useful balance of this great force without having to try to. Until next time.